It is anything but naturally human. And yet.
Welcome to the horror show. You realize there is nowhere to run. Don't know who came to fight. Paranoia is getting alive.
The Being. A 1983 horror film with some serious directing chops from first-time director Jackie Caan. The plot. In a small beachside town, something strange is occurring. People are going missing in either remote or even public places. Now it is up to the local sheriff, a radiologist, and a waitress to stop and find out what the terror is. It's a being, okay? The film starts off strong with the kid being chased by the off-screen creature, and then that ends in gory fashion. Then there's an attack at a theater that is pretty interesting and creepy. However, after that, the film kind of slows down with the occasional kill to keep us interested. It is a competently well-made film, and surprisingly doesn't suck. This is Jackie Caan's first time doing anything in the industry, and it works for what it is. Originally, this film had a 1980 release year, and the alternate title was Easter Sunday. Now you know why I picked it for today. But they eventually released it under the title The Being in 1983. The characters are okay. Mortimer Lutz, played by Bill Osko, who is married to the director, is decent in the role. He is kind of a quiet and calm character that does put on a decent performance when he's had enough of the killer beast. I don't know why we can hear as such in the movie, though. Unless it is awful dub timing, I think it was unnecessary. Especially since it goes away after a while. Martin Landau, rest in peace, in 2017, plays Garson Jones, the radiologist who tries to help destroy the creature. He's an Oscar winner and he does a serviceable job here. I don't think anyone really had their time to shine in the film, which is a damn shame. We don't get to see the monster a whole lot, which is a detriment and a positive in some regards. For one, we don't see the monster in its full suited form until the last 15 to 20 minutes of the film. But we do see shadows, silhouettes, and goopy goo that can seemingly manifest itself into the creature, which I thought was a neat trick and cool effect to have. The poster for the film is a bit of a stretch. The creature doesn't look exactly like the one on the sales art, but it does have some similar resemblance. It has one eye, not two, and I think it's a bit bulkier than the one in this picture. Oh, and you want to talk about wrapping things up quickly? They literally just write out what happens to the rest of the characters after the climax. There's no resolution for more than half of the story. It's odd and kind of irked me. I think if they had a bigger budget, this could have been handled better. Another odd choice is putting that narration in the opening scene. It tries desperately to sell you the movie, like a trailer would. Shriek Show did make a trailer for this, but it was not the original trailer, but they did make use of the narration from the opening scene. There are just a lot of odd choices that were made in this film. In the end, without spoilers, we never really find out what or who this creature is or was. Like I said, there's a quick wrap-up after a long climax, and then we reach our 82-minute runtime. It may not make a lot of sense in some regards, but it does have a lot of gore and effects. Here we get a head ripped off, a man ripped in two, goopy gore, splattery scratches, and a misshapen monster. A cool monster equals a cool design, usually. Here, a cool monster equals a mediocre design. While the mouthful of teeth are effective, I do feel it could have been a bit more mobile. One scene of it running off reminded me of Carnosaur 3, where they just stick the dinosaur on a device that'd drag it across the room. It looks hokey and unnatural. There's a good amount of gore here, and I was surprised by that. The musical score, this was something I wasn't too surprised by. Besides the build-up of the incoming creature music, boom, 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 the score is a bit forgettable. The sound effects are okay, the thunder cracks are eerie, and some of the monster sounds are good too. It's honestly a well-made movie, but it's only decent overall. There's some good gore, okay music, and an interesting yet cheap monster. The characters aren't memorable, and the subplots could have been handled better. It's a fun 82 minutes time passer, at best, but even then it does have a few boring scenes. Overall, I give The Being a 2.5 out of 5. The incorporation of the Fleetwood Mac song near the beginning definitely grabbed my attention, and I loved that. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below to leave comments and subscribe, and happy Easter.